It is not betrayal. Suspects. It is your. My name is Kariuki.
To enable the investigating officer and the investigating team to conclude investigations in the matter.
But for purposes of this affidavit, it's before you, Your Honor, it is sworn. And this is not a trial so far.
Yes. Your Honor, post-mortem of the deceased was conducted on 21st of October 2022 at Kenyatta University Funeral Home. And Your Honor, for purposes of these proceedings, the cause of death was found to be severe head injury due to blunt force trauma. Samples were collected for further analysis from the body of the deceased. We have annexed a copy of the postmortem to the further affidavit. Fourthly, the first area which is yet to be covered is a search for a missing person, namely John Mwikiriria Mwangi of ID number 3299774. At the moment, the investigating team are still operating on theories, possible theories, as to the whereabouts of this man who was a servant to the deceased or a servant in the matrimonial home of the deceased and the first respondent. So at the moment, there has been no conclusive finding about his whereabouts. So our concern is, Your Honor, if the respondents are released, particularly the first respondent, the search for this missing person may be jeopardized, especially if especially or in the event that he was also murdered. There is still need for the investigating team to pursue. There is hope. Probably there could be operating on hope that he may be alive, but it is not yet concluded whether he's alive or not. At the moment, as we speak, no file has been submitted to ODPP because there is no complete file. The file is incomplete. And so there is nothing for the DPP to act upon at this particular time. We still await the file from the DCI. Your Honor, I wish to conclude by saying that there is also time required for the respondents to undergo psychiatric assessment in case or subject to directions from the DPP. If they are found culpable for any offense, in particular this case, offense of murder or otherwise, they're supposed to undergo psychiatric assessment, which assessment requires them to be present to be escorted by the investigating team. In conclusion, Your Honor, this matter has elicited huge public interest. The family of the deceased, which I believe are represented before this court, as well as the public, are awaiting to know what happened to the deceased person. That mandate falls on the DCI, represented in court, as well as the DPP. So we are, in the interest of justice, we are asking this court to grant the investigating team an additional 7 days, which period will be utilized to conclude investigations. Part of the days will be used to conclude investigation. Part of it will be used to peruse the file and give express directions on the action to be taken in the interest of justice in this matter. It's a serious offense with huge public interest.
The fact that there is actually no authority to extend time the way the authorities here are asking you to do. But Your Honor, you were sympathetic and granted them 7 days. Instead of them using those 7 days, they have come here to test your patience and asking you to regularize. They are keeping these people in custody for longer than required. It is inappropriate. It is unjust. And my friend here quotes public interest. Yes, this is a matter of public interest, but it is not in the public interest to have pretrial detention without cause and without reason. It is not in the interest of justice, Your Honor, to detain people at the pressure of investigating officers so that they can have their good time holding people in custody against the law. You know, this is a court of law. This is a law, Your Honor. This is a court that is bound to rule and decide matters on the law that is provided. Are before you still without any charge. We cannot give any legal justification to keep holding them without any charge. And the Constitution, Your Honor, is very clear. So the question I would wish to pose is, are we upholding the Constitution? Do we wish to grant the police, Your Honor, a free length to play Russian roulette with the lives of Kenyans? Today it's these two. Tomorrow it may be him or me. But both ways, Your Honor, it acts badly and it militates against the law. Investigating team, Your Honor, cannot be bound not to do their investigations until they know they have completed. But the adage of the High Court and the rulings of these authorities: do not arrest people unless you have completed investigations. Do not arrest people and then ask the court to give you time so that you keep them as the reluctant guests of state at your leisure as you go and do your own mundane things, taking all the time that you need.
The standard and threshold to be met in these apprehension applications. You know, at least by that have been made through this affidavit, the prosecution had the time.
I have considered the rival oral submissions by the learned counsels here. I note that it is only a few action points which are yet to be done by the investigation team. To my mind, all action that is yet to be done will still be done in the course of the investigations. I have perused. It happens that I have perused Article 49 G and H on the presentation of the accused persons. Turning back to the affidavits by the lead investigator and the supplementary affidavit, which I have considered it at length in this time. I've also been able to look at the authorities that were submitted. In all regard to the balance, in all regard, the best thing here is to balance the rights of all persons concerned and to know on which side is the pendulum, on which side is the pendulum going to swing, so as to know who is going to be prejudiced. Be that as it may, a cardinal balance act will have to be performed. Yeah, I note that the accused persons, at least so far as deponed in the affidavits of the investigating officer, they have been cooperating at length. Yeah. Again, I take it that it is only a period of 7 days that remains. Yeah. Therefore, the best way for the court to balance here in the scale is to give the accused person the option of bond, which I hereby do, of Kenyan shillings 1 million with 2 sureties. The accused persons in the remaining 7 days to report to the investigating officer at 9 a.m. The orders herein will lapse at the end of the 7 days. That is how the elephant in the room has been dealt with. I also take refuge that in the 7 days that is remaining, the investigating officers will have been able to finish the investigations, because we are told they're divided into a team, each team pursuing a lead. That is the orders of the court. And after the 7 days, the orders here lapse, so it means there's no need of coming back here. They cannot be mentioned because the 7 days will be finished.
Yes, Your Honor. We just trust you that the continuing investigations will not be used as a hindrance for our client to win the process.
And we are very grateful. Thank you.